In a world where those words are inconsistent, you look at our call logs, you'll probably see that. Over the 10 to 15 years that we've known one another, we've probably spoken on the phone 10 times. During that time, you didn't call me to check on me and see how I'm doing. So, I'm once again perplexed as to why you're so focused on being angry with me when there are more important issues to deal with. You won't believe what I'm going to say about the night that Yandy, and Kirk believed would never happen. Well, guess what? Rasheeda will drag them both through the mud. And the truth is so wild, it will leave you speechless. The question now is, what were they hiding? What could possibly be so big and scandalous that Rasheeda, the very woman they've tried to silence, is willing to risk everything and reveal their darkest secret? The drama you thought you knew? It's nothing compared to what's about to happen. This isn't just another trivial argument, people. This is the real thing. We're talking betrayal, lies, and a night that will rock the foundation of our preconceived notions about these reality TV stars. Rasheeda has been holding this inside for far too long, and now she's flipping the script. Kara and Yandy didn't see this coming, and I promise you won't either. If you thought the drama on reality TV couldn't get any juicier, think again. This is the kind of explosive revelation that can only come from behind-the-scenes secrets, betrayal, and a night that no one could predict. Hold on tight, because what we're about to dive into will make you question everything you thought you knew about Yandy, Kirk, and Yandy, and of course, Rasheeda. Let's set the scene. Yandy and Kirk are two individuals who have been at the center of numerous scandals, many of which we've witnessed unfold on screen. However, you may be surprised to learn that there's another level to their drama, one that has been kept out of the public eye. A sinister secret that has been meticulously protected until now. Rasheeda, ever the unpredictable force, has finally had enough and is prepared to reveal the truth. And it's not just any truth. It's a truth that will alter your perception of these two. However, before we get to that, let's go back a little because this isn't a sudden development. Yes, Kirk and Yandy have had their share of public run-ins, being caught in dubious situations, lying, and occasionally even landing in highly questionable circumstances. But this is a completely different level of betrayal, one that goes deeper than any on-screen drama. For reasons we still don't fully understand, Rasheeda chose to drop the truth bomb right in the middle of everything. Could she have been planning this moment for months? Or did she just have a gut feeling that it was time to speak up? Whatever the case, this night was so explosive that it almost seems like it was intended to remain locked away, hidden from the world. The entire story about Yandy and Kirk is going to be changed by Rasheeda's revelations. Now let's discuss why Rasheeda, who has a complicated past with both of them, felt that now was the right time to reveal them, and more significantly, why she chose this specific secret. According to people with knowledge of the matter, Rasheeda had been holding on to this information for some time and was fully aware of the affair Kirk and Yandy had been concealing. But why now? Well, it seems the straw that broke the camel's back came after a recent argument that drove Rasheeda to her breaking point. According to sources, Rasheeda saw something at a recent event, a private gathering between Kirk and Yandy, that seemed innocent at first, but quickly escalated. There was tension in the air, and it was obvious that something was off. Rasheeda, being the astute woman that she is, was aware of what she was seeing and knew there was more going on behind closed doors than just casual conversation. As they say, when two people act a little too cozy, there's usually more going on than meets the eye, and Rasheeda discovered it. However, it didn't stop there. Instead, she took action, and that night changed everything. It was a night no one, not even Yandy and Kirk, expected to be exposed. What they believed to be a secret rendezvous turned into a ticking time bomb, ready to explode in their faces and worse, destroy the flawless images they've worked so hard to create. What she discovered was not your average affair. Rather, it was a web of lies, deceit, and manipulation that stretched far beyond what anyone could have imagined. To put it simply, Yandy and Kirk were caught in the act. They believed they were being cunning, but they underestimated Rasheeda's instincts. What was supposed to be a casual night out for them turned into a crucial turning point, a night of whispered words and stolen secrets. The house of cards they'd built was about to collapse under the weight of the truth, and Rasheeda was ready to pull back the curtain. What would later become the subject of a huge public scandal isn't just about a simple affair. No, this is about power, betrayal, and manipulation. Although Kirk and Yandy may have believed they were in control of the situation, Rasheeda wasn't having it, and she saw through their lies. Now she's prepared to reveal every single detail of the leaked reports, which include evidence, documents, and even photographs. This was a planned sequence of events that left Rasheeda reeling. Now that it's all coming to light, the relationship between Yandy and Kirk based on deception, manipulation, and false pretenses is exposed. Rasheeda is prepared to reveal the full extent of the rabbit hole. But the crucial question is still, why did she wait until now? Rasheeda's history with Yandy and Kirk isn't as straightforward as it may appear. In fact, their tensions date back a long way. These weren't just any two people instead. They shared a complex and frequently antagonistic bond that fueled competition and envy over time. The answer lies within the intricate web of their relationships and the personal betrayals that led up to this point. Things heated up, with Rasheeda feeling like she was being ignored, pushed aside, or even manipulated. And Kirk's involvement in the mess only served to fuel the flames. Rasheeda had always sensed that something wasn't right between the two, but she was unable to prove it until now. Armed with indisputable proof, Rasheeda was prepared to make her move. But was it personal, or was she just trying to bring attention to a toxic situation? As the pieces of the puzzle begin to come together, it's time to delve deeply into the core of this scandal. Let me tell you, what we're about to uncover goes beyond a simple affair. It's a full-blown web of manipulation, deceit, and betrayal that has rocked their world. Rasheeda's truth bomb is undoubtedly one that cannot be ignored. She's out for blood, and she's not taking any prisoners. If you found Rasheeda's shocking revelation about the reality TV industry surprising, wait until you hear the rest of the story. This isn't just about an affair between Yandy and Kirk. No, it's about a much deeper conspiracy, and we're going to dissect it like never before. Let's start with the fact that Rasheeda revealed a planned, long-running scheme to manipulate public perception. For years, behind the cameras, two of the most adored and notorious stars in the love and hip-hop franchise, Kirk and Yandy, have been leading double lives, hiding their secret trajectories and manipulating the public like puppets. The affair wasn't a simple mistake. Rather, it was a purposeful act that had been painstakingly planned. Sources close to the matter have disclosed terrifying details about the scope of their deceit. According to leaked reports, Yandy and Kirk were part of a larger scheme to use their celebrity status for profit, fame, and power. Let's break it down. In addition to having an affair, they were also involved in very shady financial dealings, using their image and influence to manipulate fans, the media, and even other cast members for personal gain. They projected public-facing personas as the ideal couple, always sharing pictures on social media and attending events as though they had everything together. But behind closed doors, the truth was entirely different. According to a source close to both of them, their relationship was founded on lies from the beginning. They were always texting and meeting up behind the scenes. What's even more bizarre is how they were using their relationship to control the other cast members and consequently their fans. The affair wasn't just a side plot point. Rather, it was part of a much bigger game they were playing. Although Kirk and Yandy both understood how crucial their reputations were to their careers, their relationship was actually toxic, full of secrets, and all about who could use whom to get to the top. It wasn't just about them, though. Other cast members were also pulled into the mess. According to sources, Yandy and Kirk were skulking behind Rasheeda's back, planning complex plots to manipulate the show's storyline so they could maintain their prominence. They were continuously feeding producers false information. Rasheeda wasn't just going to sit back and let it all happen. She had long seen through their act, and this was her chance to reveal the truth. What she discovered during her investigation into their secret life was nothing short of astounding. It wasn't just the affair. Everything that came with it, including leaked financial documents, revealed that Yandy and Kirk were involved in something much bigger. The most shocking revelations came from a source who claimed that Yandy and Kirk had been using their affair as a bargaining chip to control their careers. They were allegedly profiting from their various ventures and using their reality TV income to fund personal businesses, all while making it seem like their lives were as glamorous and carefree as what we saw on screen. Essentially, their affair was being used as leverage to secure better deals for themselves, while everyone else was kept in the dark. Rasheeda's sources also uncovered some seriously shady business practices, including reports that Kirk and Yandy were funneling money from their own company to pressure important players in the industry, such as producers and other cast members, into accepting lower salaries in exchange for keeping quiet about their secret. Rasheeda wasn't the only cast member to notice the warning signs. Some of the other cast members had begun to learn what was going on behind the scenes and were prepared to reveal their own secrets. We're talking about a huge scandal that could result in criminal charges. Production companies were putting their earnings a fierce power struggle, and they were using their affair to keep everyone else in line. If anyone questioned them, they were threatened with a huge scandal that could ruin their careers. Can you imagine the pressure of constantly having to walk on eggshells, wondering if you're being watched? Then there's the leaked audio. Yes, you read that correctly, from a private conversation between Yandy and Kirk that was recently discovered. In the recording, they can be heard discussing their affair in startling detail, planning how to keep it under wraps while also making sure they remain the most talked about couple. The next move would set him off and result in your public humiliation on national television. The backlash has been swift and brutal, with fans who once adored Yandy and Kirk now reeling from the betrayal. Social media is exploding with outrage, and even former cast members are chiming in. Because of Wyatt Whitembot, the couple in the franchise, they even go so far as to call their fans gullible fools for believing the fake image they've created for themselves. What does this mean for Yandy, Kirk, and Rasheeda? The fallout from this scandal is just getting started, and there are rumors that the network may be forced to take legal action against Yandy and Kirk, possibly removing them from the show. In their own words, Yandy and Kirk Exposed is trending worldwide, with fans demanding that the network cut ties with them immediately. It's time to examine the fallout from this huge scandal. There have even been rumors of government investigations into the financial misconduct, and if those reports are accurate, it could become a full-fledged criminal investigation. If the truth is revealed, the careers of Kirk and Yandy, who were already on the edge of collapse, could completely collapse. The fallout from their affair, their financial manipulation, and their web of deceit is extensive and will have consequences that neither of them ever anticipated. It's not just about their personal lives anymore, it's about their careers, their reputation, and their future in the industry. To start, let's discuss the public backlash from fans who once worshipped them. However, as we all know, every lie eventually finds its way to you. People who once admired Yandy and Kirk as the ultimate power couple are now calling them out for being nothing more than liars, manipulative opportunists, and frauds. The fallout has been so severe that their brand deals are being pulled. Their endorsements are drying up, and their social media accounts are exploding with outrage and hashtags. As we have repeatedly witnessed with public figures, the moment you are exposed for something this shocking, the vultures begin to circle. Former cast members who were previously afraid to speak out are now coming forward with their own stories. It's like a domino effect, with each revelation making things worse for Yandy and Kirk. The so-called perfect image is collapsing faster than a house of cards, but it gets worse. Another former cast member disclosed that Kirk had used his role as a producer to manipulate storylines and pressure others into silence, while his covert affair was going on in the background. Not to mention the explosive nature of the financial side of things. Leaked documents have now revealed that Kirk once attempted to blackmail a fellow cast member into keeping quiet about her affair with him, threatening to ruin her career if she didn't comply. Documents revealed the extent of the financial mismanagement and possible criminal activity that Kirk and Yandy were involved in: money laundering, tax evasion, and other dubious business practices. These accusations are so serious that they have prompted calls for a full-scale investigation. As a result, the two of them may face federal charges, fines, and even jail time. We've already discussed the mounting pressure for an official investigation, but what does that actually mean for Yandy and Kirk? The network is under intense scrutiny from some fans who want them to sever their relationship with the couple right away. The industry may have shielded them up until this point, but the truth is indisputable, and the law will eventually catch up with them. According to sources close to the matter, the legal team is reportedly examining contracts in an attempt to determine how to disassociate themselves from the scandal without seriously harming the brand. However, the damage has already been done, and no amount of PR gimmicks or contract renegotiations can spare them from the oncoming wave of criticism. And it doesn't end there. There are even rumors that the network could go so far, if this scandal gets any worse, it could be the last straw for the Love and Hip Hop franchise, which has already been losing viewers and public interest in recent years. Although Yandy and Kirk may believe they can weather the storm, they are facing a storm of unprecedented proportions. It's not just about being written off the show anymore, their entire livelihoods are at stake. As the media circus engulfs them, it's becoming more and more obvious that Kirk and Yandy are running out of time to save what little they have left. Kirk's dubious business practices have made him a prime target for authorities, and Yandy's reputation is in ruins. Both of them have few choices. Either come clean and face the consequences of their actions, or fight back with more lies and deceit. But here's the twist. Could there be more to this story than meets the eye? There's a theory that the whole scandal was staged to increase ratings and revitalize the Love and Hip Hop brand. If Yandy and Kirk were really trying to ruin their careers, why would they release so much personal information about themselves? Could it be that they're playing a long game using the media's fascination with scandal to fuel interest? Even though it sounds crazy, some insiders are beginning to speculate that the entire situation may be a well-planned attempt to get people talking again, because after all, bad press doesn't exist. However, let's avoid getting too caught up in conspiracy theories, because in reality, things are getting out of hand, and there is no way to undo the harm that has already been done. Kirk and Yandy's reputation is in ruins, and it's difficult to imagine how they will ever win back the trust of their fans, the industry, or their fellow cast members. The financial and legal repercussions are severe, and it's safe to say that Yandy and Kirk's days as the hip-hop golden couple are over. The public has abandoned them. Their brand is poisonous. Their social media accounts are overflowing with hateful remarks, and every action they take is being criticized. As much as Yandy and Kirk would like to brush this entire scandal under the rug, Rasheeda is not backing down, she is doubling down. With the evidence she has gathered and the public's support behind her, she has become a hero, a salmon under a microscope. What was once a dream life of fame and fortune has now become a nightmare of betrayal, lies, and shattered illusions in Mayar. Addition to receiving offers from producers hoping to cast her as a mainstay in upcoming seasons, she is reportedly in discussions with a number of prominent media outlets about possibly disclosing even more shocking details about the affair, such as text messages, photos, and exclusive interviews with people close to Yandy and Kirk. The public is consuming this information and can't get enough of it. There you have it. People, the once untouchable Yandy and Kirk, are now dealing with the fallout of their secret lives being revealed for the world to see. Rasheeda's bravery and determination to reveal the truth have left them trying to pick up the broken pieces of their careers with nowhere to turn. The damage has been done, and there's no turning back. The love, loyalty, and fame they once had have all vanished in the blink of an eye. The world of love and hip-hop will never be the same, and the legal ramifications are just getting started. We're eager to see what happens next, but we'd like to know what you think. Is this the end for Yandy and Kirk, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more shocking scandals and stories. Remember, the truth exists, and we will always be the first to tell you about it. You won't hear it anywhere else.